Welcome back to the Automotive Pulse channel, the place where we chase down every rumor, every leak, and every whisper coming out of the automotive world before anyone else gets to it. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because we cover everything from resurrected legends to the boldest concepts rolling toward production. And today's topic is one that Cadillac fans have been begging for since the day it disappeared from showrooms. Before we dive in, I want to be upfront with you. The 2027 Cadillac CT6 is not an officially confirmed production vehicle at this time. What you are about to see is based on patent filings, supplier chatter, design trademark renewals, and speculation from insiders close to General Motors. So treat this as an enthusiast deep dive into what could be coming rather than a confirmed announcement. Now let's get into it, because if even half of what is circulating is true, Cadillac is about to remind the entire luxury segment why the CT6 was so beloved in the first place. For those who don't remember, the CT6 was Cadillac's full-size flagship sedan, a car built to go toe-to-toe with the Mercedes S-Class and the BMW 7 Series. It had presence, it had a whisper-quiet cabin, and it had genuinely impressive road manners for something that large. When Cadillac killed it off to chase the SUV boom and lean harder into electrification, a lot of loyal buyers felt like the brand had abandoned the sedan faithful entirely. But rumors suggest that Cadillac's leadership has been quietly reconsidering that decision, especially as rivals continue to sell flagship sedans to a very specific, very wealthy customer base that simply refuses to trade a low-slung luxury cruiser for a crossover. So what would a reborn CT6 actually look like in 2027? Insiders are pointing toward a dramatic evolution of Cadillac's current design language, the same bold vertical lighting signature we have seen on the Escalade IQ and the Celestiq, but stretched across a longer, lower, more elegant silhouette. Picture a nearly 6-inch stretch in wheelbase compared to the outgoing model, giving rear seat passengers limousine-level legroom. The grille would likely shrink or disappear entirely if this car leans electric, replaced by a smooth, illuminated Cadillac crest, flanked by those signature vertical daytime running lights that have become the brand's calling card. Chrome accents, a coach-built-inspired roofline, and possibly suicide doors on a range-topping platinum trim are all being floated by people close to the design studio. Now let's talk about what might sit underneath that sheet metal, because this is where things get genuinely exciting. Cadillac has been aggressively pushing its Ultium electric platform, and speculation suggests the new CT6 could ride on a stretched version of that same architecture used in the Lyriq and Celestiq. That would mean a dual-motor, all-wheel drive setup producing somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 to 600 horsepower, instant torque delivery, and a projected range north of 300 miles on a single charge. For traditionalists who aren't ready to give up combustion entirely, there is chatter about a plug-in hybrid variant using a twin-turbo V6 paired with an electric motor, giving buyers a bridge option while Cadillac fully commits to its electric future. Either way, expect this car to be quick, silent, and effortlessly smooth, the exact qualities that made the original CT6 such a sleeper on the highway. Inside is where Cadillac tends to really flex its muscle these days, and if the CT6 returns, expect it to borrow heavily from the Celestiq's ultra-luxury playbook. Think a wraparound OLED display stretching across the entire dashboard, individual configurable screens for both front passengers, and a rear seat entertainment suite that rivals a private jet cabin. Semi-aniline leather, real wood or carbon fiber trim depending on the trim level, massaging seats with active bolstering, and an available executive rear seating package with reclining thrones. Footrests and its own climate zone are all being rumored. Cadillac has also been investing heavily in AKG audio partnerships, so a flagship sound system with dozens of speakers built into the headliner and door panels seems like a near certainty. On the technology front, expect Cadillac Super Cruise hands-free driving system to be standard. And by 2027, it may have evolved into a genuinely more capable highway autopilot with expanded mapped roads and smoother lane change logic. Night vision with pedestrian and animal detection, A head-up display projected across nearly the entire windshield, biometric entry using facial recognition instead of a traditional key. And over-the-air software updates that continuously improve the car long after it leaves the dealership are all features being whispered about. Cadillac has clearly been paying attention to what Mercedes and BMW are doing with their flagship sedans, and if this car materializes, it sounds like they intend to leapfrog rather than simply match them. Safety and comfort go hand in hand here too. Expect adaptive air suspension with road scanning technology that reads the pavement ahead and adjusts damping in real time. Active noise cancellation to keep the cabin library quiet even at highway speeds, and a full suite of driver assistance features including automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, and a 360-degree camera system with a genuinely useful bird's eye view for tight parking situations. For a car aimed at chauffeured executives and self-driving luxury buyers alike, these details matter enormously. And Cadillac seems to understand that flagship buyers expect nothing less than perfection. Pricing is obviously speculative at this stage, but industry watchers estimate a starting point somewhere around $90,000 for a base electric trim, climbing well past $130,000 for a fully loaded Platinum or a potential ultra-exclusive PHEV variant positioned as Cadillac's answer to the Mercedes Maybach lineup. That would place the CT6 solidly in flagship territory, directly challenging the S-Class, the 7 Series, and even encroaching on Genesis's G90, which has been quietly stealing luxury sedan buyers away from the German establishment. What makes this rumored return so compelling isn't just the technology or the styling, it's the statement it would make. Cadillac walking away from full-size sedans always felt like a brand conceding ground rather than fighting for it, and a reborn CT6 built on modern electric architecture, wrapped in genuinely next-generation design, would signal that Cadillac wants to compete at the very top of the luxury world again. Not just in SUVs, but in the segment that built its reputation in the first place. If Cadillac gets this right, the CT6 could become the car that finally convinces skeptics that American luxury can go head-to-head with the best that Germany and Japan have to offer. Of course, until Cadillac makes an official announcement, all of this remains speculation built from patent filings, industry sourcing, and design trends we've watched the brand pursue over the last few years. But if you ask me, the pieces are all there, and Cadillac has every incentive to bring this nameplate back in a big way. Let me know down in the comments whether you think Cadillac should resurrect the CT6, and if you'd rather see it go full electric or keep a combustion option alive for the traditionalists. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one right here on Automotive Pulse.